Hey guys, and welcome back to the second video of the series that we were doing. So yesterday I uploaded the first video, or the first part you can say, and today I'm here with the second part. Now I have already opened here. Okay, so before that let me open our site. Oh, and here let's go to index.html and open this in our web browser. So yesterday what did we did, if you noticed, what did we just did some couple of simple things like creating a basic website, kind of adding headers, adding paragraphs, adding an image, and then what did we did, adding buttons, adding anchors tag and all those. So if you see it in our web browser, it was a quite simple thing that we did. But today in this video, what we are gonna do is we are gonna create a form for this website, and we are gonna edit everything that we did yesterday. We're gonna remove everything, and we are gonna start from another, like the first brilliant project that we are gonna do this time. Here you can see it's kind of simple. Okay, so we will be creating a font for this website, and what kind of it would be is that this image will come here, this text would be styled some, and after that is there, then we write to say that if you want to take part in our company, or want to be an employee in this company, please click this link, and this will take us to a form where you have to fill up your info, and that way you can also learn about form properties. So let's go. So first I have opened Sublime Text here. So this is Sublime Text 3 or 4, I don't know. So okay, let's just open index.html. Actually it is Sublime Text 3. So okay, let me open this and make it wider so that it is easy to view. Now here you can see this is our basic layout that we created yesterday. We have added image. Now we are not gonna delete everything right here, but we're gonna change some properties. Some of the things will be same here. Okay, so let's start from the scratch. So let's save this first. Okay, so that we will have a blank screen. Now first things first, we need to get a basic HTML layout. So I will just write HTML. So this is the basic layout. If you don't know, please, I recommend you using Sublime Text, because if you are following with me, then using Sublime Text would be really helpful. Now if you don't know how to download, so here is the website of it, sublimetext.com. And if you don't want to write it yourself, link is in the description. Here you can download it for Linux. There you go. Okay, hold up. You can download it for Linux, you can download it for Mac, you can download it for Windows. So it is provided in everything. So you just click here, so it will start to download. Go through the setup, you're done, and nothing is needed. So yeah, it's the theme here. So this is, if you were it will not look like this because I have added a theme here. So it's a Dracula theme. So okay, so in this title, first let's give it a title and a site name. So let's try W Wolf. So we'll write W Wolf. Okay, so this is gonna be a company named Wolf. Okay, so if I save this, and we will also be learning how to import texts and all those. So okay, Wolf. Now inside here, let's come to the body tag, and today we will be talking about divs and sections and all those, because this website is gonna be one of our first projects. And don't worry that I'm not gonna go through the complexity. I will not go directly to the complexity of the websites, but we'll go through the basics, like we'll edit some properties first, and tomorrow then in the third part, fourth part, we comment. And if you haven't joined my Facebook page, the link is in the description. Go and join the page, because I upload very cool things. And if you want to see me live, I come live every Tuesday and Friday there. So go again, please, this is a request. And at those days I also kind of don't upload videos. So yeah, okay, let's come to the body, and over here we'll just write div. Okay, now I'm using Sublime Text. If you are not using, you have to write manually, but while I'm using Sublime Text, I will just write div. So what does div is a kind of like a grouping thing, like like you have a certain group, then inside there you have some elements, so or things that is known as group. So this is also kind of a grouping thing in HTML, basic HTML, or whatever you can say. And inside this div, if you are using Visual Studio's Code or Atom or Sublime, what you can just do is write div dot and give it a name. like this will add a class name. So first let's just write for our video. Okay, we will just write container, container. Okay, like this you can get yourself a container. Now this was a thing. Now inside this div, what we're gonna do is add our form. Okay, okay, we'll save this for later, but in this let's create a first about navbar, because that's the first layout. And yeah, while we move on to this course, and a time will come when we will be using media queries and all those to create an responsive website. We will using hamburger, we will also use JavaScript, so don't worry about that. So first we'll just write nav here. So nav element is a navigation bar element, so which is in most of the websites. So what do we want in this nav? We want okay, so in this nav we want a lot of things, not a lot of, but easy things. Like if you show this, what do we want? The first thing first we want is a menu which will say the logo. We want a logo for our web page, not this. Oh, okay, we want logo, but we will not add image right now because we will just add logo. The second thing, what do we want? We want an navigation panel, like which should have home, which should have community, and we should have contact. For now we will just add this 3. And what should we have? The fourth one, that is, I said you we will have a register, so we'll add register. Okay, so these are the first thing. These are all the things that we should have in the nav. Now if you want, you can also add search bar. We will not do this. Okay, now we'll just remove this from here. So let's go back. Okay, I don't want you right now, so just get removed. Okay, now let's come here and start writing our code. Now inside this nav bar, to get yourself a logo, you can add image, but what I will do is not add image right now. I will just write h1. Okay, so okay, I wasn't capitalized, so let me go out that. So in h1 I will give it a name, WAIT wet world. Okay, I wrote this name, wait tools. Now I don't know about this all, but you can I recommend you keeping this everything in a certain div, so that it would be easy when you will be adding margin stuff and padding stuff. So yeah, but right now we'll just go with this. Now okay, if you add the div, it would be a lot easier, so I recommend you doing that. Now we will not do this in this tutorial, because in the second part we will be using div and creating it. So now next thing, what do we want? We want a list which says all the things that we needed, we need. So for that I will just add a ul tag. Now if you don't know what is ul, okay, let me keep this here and create another file. So there are 2 types of list in HTML. Okay, 2 types of list. Okay, now those types of list are ul and li. I'm sorry, not li, it's ol. So ul stands for unordered list. So when the list is unordered, like it usually uses stuff that you know as bullets. If you don't know what bullets is, it's like this thing, but bullets means dots, you can say. Okay, so this is kind of how it will come in. It will come in bullets. Now ol means a certain thing, like an alphabet. It can be a b c, or it can be 1 2 3, anything. So that means it is in ordered form, but this is not in ordered form. So that this is ol and li. I mean, now to write it, you cannot just write ul and start writing. For this you will need another tag which is known as li tag. Li stands for list. So if you write li, okay, my keys just get on pressing. Okay, so li, if you write this, then you will be able to write what you want. Now if I just write li and type what we want, then what will happen is that we will not be able to click on it, because it is not an anchor link. So hyperlink, anchor link, whatever you want to say, because it is not an hyperlink, we will not be able to click on it and go to another website. Now if you don't know what's the first part, I have explained you about this when in the buttons and how we created two buttons where I explained you this, so we link to our website. So here what you can just do is add an anchor tag. Now not ABBR and all those, you will just add an anchor tag. So inside this anchor tag, for now you will not give any ref because we are gonna create custom websites for this all. So inside this anchor tag you can give any name for it, like you can give it what which they said at the first was home. So I'll write HOME, home. Like this we will create an home section. Now after this we will create another list, and this time we will not give it home, but we will instead give it okay, let's slash for this, and we will write community. So let's just write community. Okay, and the third one would be contact us, so we'll create that page too. Okay, so let's just write an A tag, and ref this nothing, and this write contact. Okay, there you go. Now we wrote contact. Now these three we just created. Now we will create a separate one which would be a button, which I said that we will click, then we will go to registration for an employee. So you can just write button, and over here you can just write register. Now inside this also I recommend you using giving an anchor link so that you can dedicate there. So okay, so for that let's just come here, and inside we will just write register and save this. Now if I come here and refresh this, here you can see that we can get a lot of things. Like here we said this is gonna be our navigation bar. Here you say you can see that we got Waitholf, we got home, we got community, we got contact, and we got a registration button. Now we will align everything, but today we will not be using CSS, but in the third episode there's gonna be CSS. So I will be back in just a few seconds. Till then, wait, and we'll have a lot of fun. So here we are back. So what we're gonna do is create a second document. Okay, we'll save this. Now save it to the same place where you have saved your basic.html file and all those. So over here you're gonna create a file name which would be form. Okay, so because we are creating form, you can give it register anyone, and you'll just gonna write HTML, hypertext markup language. So inside here you can see that first we got this, and over here we just got this. Now which one will we write this on? We'll write this on this button because we are doing it for employee registration. Now if you want to link to a certain web page, you do the same as you do with image. Yesterday we linked it with an whole image. You can do the same here because it's kind of the same process. You can just write form.html and it will link there. Now if I save this and come here, and inside here let's get our basic thing. So we'll just write registration or register anything. So inside this we'll start with a form tag. Now form tag is the tag that is used to create a form. Now if you use PHP, this can be a lot better. Now there are various attributes in this form. You can give class to it, you can give ID, and you can also give this thing called method. And there are usually many types of method here. Now you can use post method, and if I save this, okay, let's just see, and I'm gonna explain this method later on, but first we're gonna work on with this. Now inside here, whenever you go to a certain website, like even here if I go to a certain website's registration page, like if right now I don't know about that much, but let's go to a certain website registration page. So let's say that I want to go to a registration page of okay, any other account. So if I go and add another account in here, okay, so like these are all my accounts that's here. So go and type the emails guys, if you really want to. So if I go to use another account, okay, so here you can see this is kind of the registration form. Okay, so this is not the registration form, but it's kind of like the form you use to create an HTML login. So this is what a registration form looks like. What is it asking? It's asking your first name, your last name, your username, and there is a password, and there is a confirm password, there is show password, sign in instead, next, and all those. Now we will just create a first name, last name, his email ID, and then to create an account. For that we'll need a password and give it a dob. So that's all what we're gonna do. Now inside here, first to start, we need to add a label that will give it a certain name. Now label also has various kinds of what we say attributes. Now inside label, one thing that you must clarify is for what we are using the label for. So if you just write for, and there is, you can give it for which you are using. Now if you say for name, then this means that you are using this label for name. Now you can give here full name. Okay, so I will write full name, and in that way we get a label there. Now I'm gonna explain you, but let's add now input. Now let's go to input, and over here you can see type and name. So I explained to you this in the previous video. So in type, so we'll just give this text for now, and name you can give it. Now value you can give it. The main thing that you do is give it a class here, okay, because you will need to style it later on. So yeah, okay, if I save this now, come here and refresh this. Okay, not this one. If I click on register, here you see that we got a text, and then we got this where you can write. Now if you want to go crazy on with it, you can add placeholders. So yeah, but right now I'm not gonna do this. Okay, let's do this. Why not do it? So we'll just write placeholder and give it any placeholder. Let's say full name. Okay, full name. So this is a placeholder. Now we will create another label, but this will be for our email. Now there is a specified kind of attribute or value for email in CSS, HTML. So here what you can just do is copy this, and instead of name, what you can do is give it certain for, okay, mail, and over here let's change the class to mail as well, and over here let's change the full name to. What you can do, this cool trick is Control D in your keyboard, and this will select all those which are collaborating with a certain name. Now I think that I have showed you this already. If I do Control D, and if I remove this and give it a name, so let's say we'll just write placeholder email. There you go, we just created and placeholder name email, and in type we'll just give it email. So that will make it work. So if I come here and refresh this, here you see that we get name, we got email. Now if you want this to come down, then you can use the property of creating in a certain div. Now if you want something like this, let's just do it really quick inside a div. Let's create it and see what happens. So I will create a div here and give it for now I will not give it a name. So inside this div we'll create and a button, password for password. So I will just paste this, and inside here label for inside this everything here. So inside this for we'll add password. Now instead of this you can also write text randomly, but that will not look good. So inside here type we'll also write password, because this type there is an attribute which is password, and inside this class you can change this to password. Okay, there you go, and this full name to anything you want. Like if I save and hold this like this and Control D, and we'll change this placeholder to password. Okay, so if that's done, Control save this. Okay, we don't want to buy this right now. So if I come here and refresh this, boom, there you go, we saw that below the full name and email. Now this is a password. Now after this, let's create an DOB. To create a date of birth section, what you have to do is come here, and inside here you will create an input. So we'll not add a DOB label for this, so we'll just write input, and inside type what you're gonna do is type date. And if I save this and come here and refresh this, there you go, we got MMDDYYY. So that stands for month, date, year, and you can fill this like 23 and like this. You can fill up any way you want, and yeah, you can choose today's date to 12. Okay, like this. So that's pretty easy. Now let's move on to the another, which one is called submit. I explained you what is submit and how you can do this in the previous video, so you can just write submit. Okay, and inside this value you can give it a value. Okay, let's give it a value so that it will replace the submit, the previously what it was given to a certain thing. Now inside this value I'm just gonna say register, and if I save this, come here and refresh this, there you go, we got a register thing, and we even got this. Okay, and password we got this, and if I click on register, there you go, everything is there. Okay, so now we have done this. So this will be a basic form for our website. Now if I give it an email, okay, say I have not given, I will just give it a random name, and in password also I will give something random. And if I click on register, you see, because it's a email, so it is showing and this error which saying @ is required, so it's not valid or something, you can say. Now this is looking quite plain, so we'll also add text here. So inside this body we'll add an h1 here, which will say register, and you will write yourself. Okay, as an employee. So you can write anything you want. Okay, you can give it a locations. Okay, we can click on the confirm, and there you go, we got register yourself as an employee. Now you can keep icons there, and another type one I wanted to show you is one type of input that I forgot to show you was search. So let's do this really quick. Now after this, let's create an anchor tag here. So okay, not this one. Okay, let's do this. Also, we don't want this tag right now, we'll just need a, so let's save this. And inside this a tag, what I'm gonna do, okay, I forgot to ref it. So if you don't know what ref means, ref means actually linking to a different thing. So yeah, that was the thing. So inside this ref, what you can do is give it a certain name, like any questions, we'll just write any questions, and we'll say give it an and we'll write search here. Okay, so we'll just write search here, so that we are being kind of specific of what we want. So inside here I will create an input. Okay, let's just create an input, and inside this type I will give it search. Oh sorry, Control Z, SEARCH search. Okay, SEARCH search, and save this, come here and refresh this, and click on continue. So here you can see that any questions, search here. Now if I click here, and you can type anything, and now if you don't want, then you can click here and it will go like. Okay, so this was how we could do it. Now you can style it using CSS, and you can keep it however you want according to your theme. Now we'll create a button which will say that you can go back to where you came from. So this is gonna be here, so we'll create an button. Okay, I have on my caps again. So okay, inside this button I will click A, and I will ref this to back from where I came, which was index.html, I guess so. So this write index.html, and inside this A which will write what will we write? We'll write free. Oh no, we'll not write free, we'll write back, BACK back. They're gonna save this and come here and refresh this. Okay, this is coming again and again, this alert. Here you can see if I click here, we'll go back to from where we came. Now let's do one thing that I did here, is that let's just copy this thing. Okay, not this, but we'll just copy this nav section here. So what we wrote here, so we'll just copy this, and we'll do Control Z, because we'll get our basic wolf website that we created. Okay, here you go, that's the one that we created at the beginning, I mean yesterday. So if I save this, and if I change this wolf to wait wolf, so we'll just write wait wolf, and if I save here and come here and refresh this, there you go. Now here you can see many things. Okay, let me just create this window bigger. Here you can see everything that we created yesterday. So here also you can see wolf out, we can write here, and we can write wolf, we can look no more, we can click on learn. Oh, I can open this, so let me just close this. And here you can see we created this employee section kind of here, Weight12 logo, home, community contact. If I click on register, then we'll go to this website, and if I click on back, we will again be redirected to this. So this was what we did today. So if we recap what we learned today, we learned about many things. Today we learned about UL tag and OL tag, that was on order list and order list. So next we learned about linking to a different website, and next we learned about how to create a navigation section. So next we learned about, what did we learn about, we learned about creating a form in HTML. So this was all the things that you need to create a basic form. So yeah, you got myself. And next, tomorrow in this video, we'll create a you'll save this website, and I will leave a link of a Google Docs website. In there you submit a folder in which you have created this thing. Make sure you submit, and I'm gonna go through this project so I can see who have created what. And tomorrow, if whenever I will upload the third episode of the series, I'm gonna show you the best one that I found out. Now if you like the video, hit the like button. New to the channel, subscribe and share this video as much as you can, so that new people can learn and I can also be helped with many things. So the project is there is an you'll just submit this, and it's not necessary that it should be a whole website. It can be any kind of website, but this should have three things, that is a nav, second is a form, and third is a, what do you think the third would be? So third would be an link to a web page. So yeah, these three things is compulsory, so make sure you do it. And hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, it's fine, you can dislike it, and I'm gonna be more happy, because I will know that my videos are not good, and I will be creating more videos. So I will get to improve myself. So it's all fine if you dislike it. So thank you so much for watching. That's it for today, and tomorrow make sure you submitted it. Okay, it's not necessary that, it's not compulsory that you have to submit. If you have a free time, if you have already done, then please submit it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you again next time. Till then, goodbye, sayonara.